point M will remain fixed, and point Q will move to the right along the x-axis. As Q continues to move to the right, which of the following statements describes what will happen to the slope of MQ? So MQ is this line here, going from this point to point Q, and the slope of any line is equal to the change in y over the change in x. So right now we have a change in y. If we're going from M to Q, that is negative. We are going down 5b units. So here it's 5b units is the change in y. We're going from 5b to 0b. And the change in x is positive since we're moving to the right. And the change in x is going from 2a to 4a, so that's a 2a. Since the change in y was negative and the change in x is positive, our slope is negative. So this is less than 0. If we move q over, say over here, then we get this new line, q here. So this is moving q to the right along the x-axis, like the question asks us. We can see that the change in y is the same. It's still going from 5b to 0b on the x-axis. But our change in x is now much larger. Now we're going from negative 2a all the way over here to 7a. So that means our denominator is getting larger. And if our numerator is staying the same and the denominator is getting larger, then that means that the slope will still be negative since the numerator is negative, but this will be a smaller negative number. Because when we increase denominators, say like from 1/2 to 1/3, we're making the number smaller. But this is going to be a smaller negative number, which means that the value of this fraction, the slope, is going to be increasing because it's going to be a smaller negative number. And no matter how far we go on the x-axis, like we keep going on till infinity, and q is all the way over here, the change in x will always be positive. And the change in y will always be negative. So this means the sign of the slope will never change. So the slope will increase, but the slope will always be less than 0. It will never be positive, which is answer choice D.